The rain came down like the sky had a grudge, and I was the only fool at the bus stop without a hood, so when I popped my umbrella and heard the woman beside me flinch at the sound of it, I did the automatic thing. I held it out over both of us. "Room for two," I said. She turned toward my voice. Toward my voice, not toward me, though I didn't catch the difference yet. And her hand came up and found my forearm, and she held on. And then she didn't let go. Not a polite hand on the elbow. Not a "thanks, Mr. Squeeze." Her fingers closed around my arm like it was the last solid thing left in the world. White knuckle. And they stayed there while the bus pulled up, hissed and pulled away. Hers, I'd find out. The 540. She made no move for it. She just stood in the rain, gripping a stranger's arm like letting go would drop her off the edge of the earth. "Ma'am," I said, "that was the 540. You need that one?" "Yes." Her voice was steady. Her hand was not. "I need you to not move for a second. Please. Just don't move." So I didn't. I stood there under my own umbrella with a beautiful stranger holding onto my arm in the rain, and I waited, because something in the way she said please told me this had nothing to do with the bus. It'd be an hour before I understood what she was really holding on to. "Okay," I said, "careful. I'm not going anywhere. Take your time." She breathed. In through the nose, out slow, the way they teach you when you're trying not to come apart. I know that breathing. I used to coach people through it, back when I was somebody who did that kind of thing. She did it 4 or 5 times, and the grip on my arm eased maybe 10%. And then she said, in a voice gone flat with humiliation, "My cane's in the gutter." I looked down, and there it was, a white cane, folded wrong, half in the runoff by the curb, the red tip pointing at the storm drain. And a bunch of things I'd half noticed rearranged themselves all at once. The way she'd turned to my voice and not my face. The way her eyes were pointed at the middle distance, past my shoulder, not at me. "Some guy in a hurry clipped me coming out of the coffee place," she said, each word bitten off. "Knocked it out of my hand, and the construction's got the whole block torn up, so none of my sound markers are where they're supposed to be. And it's raining so hard, I can't hear the crosswalk signal, and I lost my count of the steps, and I have been standing here for 20 minutes, with no idea which way is the street and which way is traffic, too proud to yell for help like a..." Her jaw worked. "And then you opened an umbrella, and you were the first solid thing all day, and I grabbed you, and I can't quite make my hand let go. So, now you know. I'm not flirting with you, mister. I'm blind, and I'm lost, and I'm mortified. Congratulations. I've been told I'm a calm person. It's about the only nice thing anyone says about me anymore. So I didn't make it a big thing. Cole," I said. "My name's Cole, and you're not lost anymore, because I know exactly which way's the street. It's the loud way, and I'm gonna get your cane, which means for about 4 seconds, you're gonna have to hold the umbrella instead of my arm. Think you can stand my company that long?" A beat. Then the corner of her mouth moved, just barely. "Nina," she said, and she took the umbrella. I fished her cane out of the gutter, wiped the worst of it on my jeans, unfolded it, and put the handle back in her hand. And the second her fingers closed around it, her own thing, her own independence, back where it belonged, I watched a whole person come back into her spine. She straightened up. She got taller. I'd been right the first time. Beautiful. But that wasn't the thing you noticed once she had the cane back. The thing you noticed was that she was somebody. Somebody used to being in charge, furious at the world for making her ask. "I missed my bus," she said. "There's another in 20 minutes. I'll wait with you." I paused. Not because I think you can't wait alone. Because it's raining, and I've got the only umbrella, and I'm not a monster. That got an actual laugh out of her. Short, surprised, like it escaped before she could stop it. "You don't have to narrate your reasons for being decent," she said. "Most people don't bother being decent at all. A clipped cane, and 20 people walked past me before you. They were probably in a hurry. Everybody's in a hurry. She tilted her head, and even though she couldn't see me, I had the strangest feeling of being looked at, hard. Except you. You've got a slow voice, like a man with nowhere he'd rather be than a bus stop in the rain. A pause. What kind of man's got nowhere he'd rather be? And there it was. 20 minutes in, a blind stranger had put her finger dead center on the thing about me I've spent 6 years not looking at. The boring kind, I said. Nina said, in a way that meant she didn't believe me for a second. We'll see. I didn't tell her, that night, what kind of man I actually was. I didn't tell her that I take the bus because I sold my car. And I sold my car because I don't like being alone with myself in a quiet vehicle. And I do maintenance now. Mop floors, change filters, fix what breaks. At St. Ambrose Hospital, on the night shift, 3 floors up and 1 hallway over, from an emergency room I have not set foot inside in 6 years. I didn't tell her that I used to be the guy who came when you called, that I used to wear the badge and run the calls and coach panicking people through their breathing exactly the way she'd just breathed. That there was one call, 6 years ago, that I froze on. A bad one. The worst one. And a person didn't make it who maybe should have. And I decided that day that I was a man who freezes when it counts, and men who freeze shouldn't be trusted with anybody's life. So I turned mine in. I didn't tell her any of that. I put her on the 6 o'clock bus and I told her to have a good night, and she said, "You too, slow voice," and the doors closed. And I stood at that bus stop in the rain for another 10 minutes after she was gone, feeling something I hadn't felt in 6 years, which was interested. In a day, in tomorrow. In whether a fierce blind woman with a wet cane took the 5:40 every evening. She did. I know, because I started taking it too. I told myself it was coincidence for about 4 days, and then Nina blew that up on the 5th. "You're not even going anywhere," she said, the second I sat down beside her. "You get on at my stop, and you get off at my stop. There's nothing at my stop, Cole. I live there. So either you moved into my building this week, or you're riding a bus you don't need to ride, to sit next to a woman who can't see you do it. Which is it? I'm not a fast man. I've established this." "The second one," I said. Nina was quiet for a second. Then, "Good. I hate a coward. Buy me a coffee. The place on the corner, they know me. I'll tell you what to order so you don't embarrass yourself." That was the start of it. The bus rides became the best part of my day, and I've done some living, so that's saying something. Nina rode with her cane across her knees, and her head tipped a little, and she heard everything. The whole bus. All of it. More than I saw with 2 working eyes. "The couple in the back are breaking up," she told me one evening, not even lowering her voice. "Have been for 3 stops. He keeps starting sentences with, 'I just think,' and she keeps not answering. And the drivers knew. He brakes too hard. He's nervous. Probably week 1. And you," she turned toward me, "just took your jacket off. Because you ran to catch this bus. Because you didn't want to wait 15 minutes for the next one. Because you like sitting next to me. You're breathing hard, Cole. Give it up." "You're a witch," I said. "You know that. I'm a chef. Same skill set. You pay attention or you burn the sauce." She leaned back. "Sighted people don't listen. You've got no idea. You walk around with your eyes doing all the work and your ears asleep." I lost the eyes, and suddenly the whole world got loud and honest. I know when somebody's lying to me now. Their voice does a thing. Yours doesn't do it, by the way. That's rare. Most people's voices are doing the thing constantly. "Mine did the thing," I said. "When you asked what kind of man I was. Day 1. Nina was quiet a second. "Yeah," she said. "It did. I've been waiting to find out what that was about." She tapped the cane against her knee. "But not today. Today you can just be the slow-voiced man who runs for the bus. Tell me something that isn't the thing. Tell me the best meal you ever had, before mine's about to ruin it for you forever. That confident, huh? Cole, she said, I'm about to cook for you. After Thursday, every other meal of your life is going to be a little sad. I'm just being honest, so you can brace. She wasn't wrong. But that's Thursday's story. Here's what I learned about Nina over the next couple of months. Mostly at that corner coffee place and on that bus, and, eventually, in her apartment, which smelled like every good thing you've ever put in your mouth. She'd been a chef. Not a line cook, a chef, her own kitchen, a place downtown that had a 6-week wait and a review on the wall. She wouldn't let me read out loud, because she said if she got to hear her own good review one more time, she'd cry, and she was done crying. And then, over about a year, a condition I won't try to pronounce took most of her sight. Slowly, then fast. And a chef who can't see can't run a line, can't plate, can't check a sear, can't do 90% of the job the way the job needs doing at that level. So she lost the kitchen. She lost the thing she was. And here's the part that told me who Nina actually was. She didn't quit cooking. She learned to do it blind. By smell, by sound, by touch, by the timer in her head. The first night she cooked for me, she made me stand at the far counter and not help, not touch anything, not be her eyes, because, her words, I didn't invite you over to watch me be handicapped. I invited you over because I'm the best cook you will ever meet, and I want somebody to eat my food and mean it. And I stood there and I watched a thing I'll never forget. She moved around that little kitchen like the dark was on her side. She knew every drawer by the sound it made. She salted a pan from a foot up, and she said she could hear when it was enough. The sizzle changes, listen. And I listened, and I'm damned if it didn't. She read a steak done by the smell and the sound of the fat, thumbed a tomato to know it was ripe, ran her finger a 1/4 inch above a simmer to feel the heat come off it. Her cane hung on a hook by the door, forgotten. She never bumped a thing. She was faster in the dark than I am in the light. You're staring, she said, not turning around. I can feel you staring. Set the table instead. Plates are the second cabinet, and don't rearrange my cabinets, I will know. She plated it herself, wouldn't let me, running one fingertip around the rim of each plate to know where the edge was, laying it out by feel, and it looked like the pictures in the magazines that used to review her. And she slid it in front of me and crossed her arms and waited. And there was a nervousness in her I hadn't seen, because this was the thing. This was the last of who she'd been, and she was handing it to me to judge. I took a bite, and I stopped, and I took another, and I want you to understand, I don't have poetry in me. I fix things, and I take the bus. But I have never, before or since, eaten anything like it. Nina, I said, that's the best meal of my life. I'm not being nice, that's just true. She turned her face away real quick, and I let her have the second she needed, and pretended real hard to be busy with my fork. You didn't fix it, she said later, quiet. The blind thing. You didn't try to fix it or fund it or feel sorry about it. You just ate the food. It's good food. Most people can't get past the cane long enough to taste the food, she said. You want to know the loneliest part? It's not the dark. I've made my peace with the dark. It's that the second people find out, I stop being Nina and I become the blind woman. And they get this voice, this careful voice, and they never talk to me like a person again. She turned toward me. You've never once used the voice. Why? And I could have said something smooth. I didn't have anything smooth. Because I know what it's like, I said, to have one bad thing become the only thing anybody sees when they look at you. I got a thing like that too, so I figured I'd do you the courtesy nobody does me. I'd look at the rest. Nina went very still. What's your thing, Cole? She said. The one bad thing. And that was the night I almost told her, but I couldn't get it out. 6 years of not saying it had welded my jaw shut. So I said, "Another time," and she let me have it, the way I'd let her have hers, and I loved her a little for that, though I didn't have the word for it yet. She got it out of me a month later, and it wasn't gentle, and I'm glad it wasn't. She'd come to meet me at the end of my shift, waiting in the lobby at St. Ambrose with her cane, and I was walking her out, and we passed the mouth of the ER hallway right as it happened. The overhead page, calm and terrible. Code blue, ER Bay 4, code blue. And every hair on my body stood up, and my feet stopped working, and I stood there in the hallway I'd spent 6 years avoiding, while people in scrubs ran past me toward a person who was dying, and I did the thing. I froze. I froze, standing still, which is a special kind of frozen, and Nina, who couldn't see a single bit of it, felt my arm go rigid under her hand, and heard my breathing change and stopped dead. "Cole, sharp. Your heart's going like a rabbit. What's happening? Talk to me." And it came out of me right there in that hallway. All of it. 6 years of it, in a flood. I told her I used to be a paramedic, that I was good, really good, the calm one, the one they wanted on the bad calls. And that one night we got a call, a house fire, and there was a kid, and when we got the kid out he wasn't breathing, and it was on me, it was my hands, my call. And I had done it 100 times, but that night something in me just stopped. For maybe 40 seconds I stood over that child and I could not make myself move. My partner had to shove me aside and take over. And those 40 seconds, the doctors said later, probably didn't change the outcome. The kid was likely gone before we ever got there. Likely. But I have spent 6 years living in the word probably and the word likely, because I'll never know, will I, if 40 seconds I gave to being a coward is the reason a 7-year-old didn't come home. I turned in my badge that week. I have not walked into an emergency room since. I mopped the floors here because it was the only job I could find, and because some sick part of me thinks I don't deserve to get all the way away from it. I finished, and I was shaking, and Nina was quiet, and I braced for the careful voice. The poor Cole voice. I did not get it. "So a kid died," Nina said, flat. "And instead of it making you into a man who runs toward the next one, you decided the smart move was to spend the rest of your life hiding in a supply closet with a mop." She wasn't cruel. She was worse than cruel. She was clear. "You know what I'd give, Cole? To have your problem instead of mine? You froze for 40 seconds one time under the worst pressure a human being can be under. That's not a broken man. That's a man who had one terrible night. I lost my eyes. I can't get mine back no matter how brave I am. You could get yours back tomorrow. You're just scared. And I don't have a lot of patience left for people who waste working eyes." I didn't have an answer to that. Nobody had ever said it to me that way. Nobody had ever refused to let me be broken about it. "That's the meanest thing anybody's ever said to me," I said. "You're welcome," said Nina. "I'd love to tell you I fixed myself right then. I didn't. What actually happened is I got scared. Not of the hospital, of her. Because somewhere in all those coffees and bus rides and one perfect meal, I'd fallen for a woman who saw straight through me, without seeing me at all, and the old logic kicked in. The logic that had run my life for 6 years. People who count on me get hurt. Nina was starting to count on me, and a voice in my head said, "Real reasonable. You froze once and a kid died. What happens the day she's counting on you, and you freeze again? Better to pull back now. Safer. Kinder, even. That's how a coward dresses up quitting. He calls it protecting you." So I pulled back, made excuses, rode a different bus. Told myself she was better off with a man who didn't have 40 seconds of somebody's death in his hands. Nina, who had spent her whole life being the strong one, being left, being turned into the blind woman. Nina drew the obvious conclusion, that I'd finally gotten a good look at the cane and decided it was too much. She didn't chase me. Pride like hers doesn't chase. She just went quiet, and the bus stop went back to being a bus stop, and I told myself it was for the best for about 2 weeks. Then the thing happened that put an end to me hiding for the rest of my life. It was a Thursday, pouring again, and I broke down and took the 540 because I missed her so bad I couldn't stand it. And there she was, and before I could get a word of my sorry speech out, a man 3 feet away from us at the bus stop made a sound I'll never forget, a wet, surprised grunt, and hit the ground. Cardiac arrest. Big man, 60s, down on the wet concrete, no pulse, not breathing. And the little crowd at the bus stop did what crowds do. They pulled out phones. They backed away. They made a ring of scared, useless faces. And I stood there, and I felt it start. The freeze, the concrete pouring into my legs. 6 years of you'll fail, you'll freeze, people who count on you get hurt. And I could not move. And then Nina's hand found my arm, the exact grip from the first day, and she put her mouth close to my ear, and she did not say it's okay. She said, "Cole, there's a man on the ground and everyone's frozen, I can hear it. Nobody's moving, but you're not everyone. You're the one who knows what to do. So here's how this goes. I can't see him. You're going to be my eyes, and I'm going to be your spine. You be my eyes every single day, Cole. Now it's my turn. Tell me what you see, right now. Talk to me. What do you see?" And something about her voice, steady where I wasn't, sure where I wasn't, reached down into the concrete and pulled my feet loose. My voice cracked. He's blue, no pulse, not breathing. Then, you already know what he needs. Go. I'm right here. I'm not letting go of you. Go. And I went. 6 years and I went. I dropped to my knees on the wet concrete, and I put my hands on that man's chest, and I did the thing my hands had been trained to do and had never forgotten, and I counted out loud so Nina could count with me, her hand on my shoulder the whole time, her voice keeping the rhythm. Don't stop. Don't you dare stop. I've got you. And I did compressions on a stranger in the rain, until the color came back into a face that had gone the color of a dead thing, until he coughed, until he took a breath on his own, until the ambulance I used to drive came screaming around the corner, and 2 kids in the uniform I used to wear took him from my hands alive. Alive. I sat back on the wet pavement, soaked, shaking, and Nina folded down next to me, feeling for me, and found my face with both hands, and I'll say it, I was crying, 6 years of it, and she held my face in the rain and said, fierce and quiet, "There he is! There's the man you've been hiding. I knew he was in there. I could hear him. You couldn't even see it," I said. "You couldn't see any of it." "I didn't have to see it," Nina said. "I heard a man get his life back, and I felt the exact second you stopped being scared." She pressed her forehead to mine. "You want to talk about who saved who, Cole Hardy? Because from where I'm sitting, a blind woman just talked a man out of a supply closet, and I would like some credit." I laughed. I was still crying, but I laughed. We didn't waste any more time being cowards after that, either of us. She'd been braver than me since the day I met her. She got up and faced a world she couldn't see every single morning, and I'd been running from one bad night for 6 years. She cured me of it in about 90 seconds on a wet sidewalk, using nothing but her voice and a grip on my arm. I went back to school, got recertified. I work the ambulance now, days, and I mop no floors, and every shift I run toward the thing I spent 6 years running from, and I have not frozen once, because I carry a woman's voice in my ear that says you're the one who knows what to do. Go. And Nina got her kitchen back. A small one. Ours. And she teaches now. Blind cooks and sighted ones both. And she is exactly as bossy about it as you'd imagine. And the review on her wall, she still won't let me read out loud. I asked her to marry me at that bus stop. The same one. In the rain, obviously. I'm not an idiot. I know a callback when I've lived one. I put the umbrella over both of us, and I got down on the wet concrete, and I took her hand. "Nina," I said, The first day I met you, you grabbed my arm and you couldn't make yourself let go, and you were so embarrassed about it. I need you to know something. I turned her hand over in mine. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. So I'm gonna ask you to do it on purpose this time. Grab on. Don't let go. Not for a bus. Not for 20 minutes. For good. She was quiet. Rain on the umbrella. A bus hissing somewhere down the block. Then Nina reached out, and she found my arm. The exact same grip, white knuckle, the last solid thing in the world. Try and make me, she said. That's the story of how a blind woman gave a coward his hands back, and how the best thing that ever grabbed me was a stranger too proud to ask for help. If you stuck with me the whole way, you're good people, and I'd love to know who I'm talking to. Drop a comment and tell me where in the world you're listening from tonight. It gets me every time, seeing how far these stories carry. And be honest with me. That man on the ground, the whole crowd frozen with their phones out. If that happened in front of you tomorrow, do you think you'd be one of the phones? Or the one who kneels down? No judgment. Most of us don't know until we're there. I sure didn't. If this one meant something to you, tap that like so the next person finds it, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell. I've got a brand new story for you every week, and I've got a feeling you're going to want to be here for the next one. Get home safe tonight. Somebody out there needs you to.